Steve and Matilda hired a contractor to do brand new kitchen, 2 bathrooms.
We didn't choose the most expensive, we didn't choose the cheapest.
Tiles were coming up, and I'm worried about water getting in behind and soaking.
Here we see a metal housing. These people don't realize that they could actually kill somebody. There is no membrane making this watertight at all. Look at the mold. This is disgusting. Sean, we better get some masks. Can you imagine this being 5 years old? You'd be wondering why your kids are always sick. Mike Holmes, did they actually do this right? No, they didn't. Not buggers. You want a good job to keep you in shape? ROKU Contractor. Unacceptable. Thanks, Mike. God, I love my job.
After we had Isabel, we realized that the 2-bedroom bungalow we were living in was a little too small, so we decided to look for a larger home. We found this one. It was a bigger house. It seemed to suit all our needs. It needed some work, new kitchens, baths, and just some decorating to bring it up to our tastes.
Hey there. Matilda, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.
Steve.
You must be Mike.
I am. Nice to meet you, sir.
We didn't really want to live in a house that was under total renovation because we did have 2 small children. We wanted most of it to be done before we moved in, and we thought it would be a good opportunity with the house vacant so that people could come and go as they please and not have to worry about the dust and the mess that goes along with renovating.
Steve and Matilda hired a contractor to do approximately $40,000 worth of work, brand new kitchen, 2 bathrooms.
We went to a couple of companies.
We didn't choose the most expensive, we didn't choose the cheapest. We felt good.
All right, you want to take a look at the bathroom?
Come on down, the bathroom's over this way. This is, I guess, the source of our major problems. First time I used it, the floor was pooling water. There was water pooling on the floor and it was a little unlevel. The threshold, the tiles were coming up and water was coming outside to the outside of the shower as well as dripping down the wall, and there was damage to the drywall. It was our first chance at renovating, and so I think we were a little naive. We took people at their word. I didn't feel as a homeowner it was my job to oversee these people. I felt that that was the whole point. You hired somebody, you pay them good money, and you expect them to do a good job.
I mean, right off the back of the shower stall here, you never ever use tiles on the jamb. This should have been marble all the way around. And the funny thing is, this is actually just a marble strip for flooring. This is actually a threshold for floor. It is not a shower marble kit. I don't like seeing the shower here on the outside of the wall. Normally I want to see it on the inside. I want to see no plumbing on the outside of the wall at all unless it's properly insulated and built out. But I can tell by looking at it, it is not built out.
The owners of the company always had the right words. Listen, we'll get a checklist for you. And that was great, we liked hearing that. But as the checklist grew, we found that the other things on the checklist, such as the bathrooms, that would be a major overhaul, and at no point did someone say, listen, that was a major overhaul, until the very end where they said, we just can't do this, you're gonna have to live with it.
Now, there's problems hiring a bigger name company, and 9 times out of 10, they do not have their own independent workers. They hire subcontractors. And anytime you hire a subcontractor, the subcontractor is getting a little bit of money, and the bigger companies getting the bigger part of the money.
The tiles are loose right at the edge, and I'm worried about water getting in behind and soaking whatever is underneath there.
And that will actually end up deteriorating all your tiles and everything in the area.
After they installed this marble threshold, we still had problems with water leakage on the outside, the drywall being mushy and wet, and the plaster bubbling on the other side, and I guess it's coming from the inside.
She's focused with down there, and I was concerned at the time I raised it about this light. I said, is that properly sealed? You can see there's some
well, it's not a waterproof light. Anytime we're in a water zone, we want no electrical. Now, we do have lights that we can put in a shower stall, but they have to be a waterproof light, so you cannot get electrocuted. Hopefully we don't have to pull down too much to take a look at this. We'll know more once we get into it.
Some taps throughout the house, we believe the pipes freeze now.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so you know, we have to put some hot cloths around them to get them going. For instance, the
Oh,
kitchen.
that's not good. We're gonna rip all this down. I don't like this at all. We're gonna pull the whole shower stall out. I would like to change the direction of this wall. I wanna rip it down simply because I wanna see how they've installed it and how they've made it watertight. Obviously, we have a water leak problem in here, so it's something I have to open it up to take a look at what they've done and how they've done it wrong.
You're an engineer, you have to be licensed. You're an architect, for goodness sakes, nurses, doctors, by all means, they have to be licensed. Geez, I'm in computers and I have to be licensed in certain things, and there's certifications you get. For here, I was shocked to know that we really didn't know, like when we looked in the bathroom downstairs and I said, you know, is that electrical safe? We thought, wait a second, that's when it hit me. I didn't know if they brought in a licensed electrician to fix that.
I've got to take this all down. This is a waste of money. I hate this. I'm going to bring in all the right guys, and I am going to make a major change here that when I bring you back, I think you're going to be just a little bit surprised. Okay.
Sounds great.
Thanks, Mike.
Keep
Thanks,
smiling. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to go get my tools.
Okay, great.
Nobody deserves this. Look at the mold. This is disgusting. Sean, we better get some masks.
We didn't choose the most expensive, we didn't choose the cheapest.
Tiles were coming up, and I'm worried about water getting in behind
Definitely.
and soaking.
I've got to take this all down. This is a waste of money. I hate this. All right, Sean.
What do you got here?
Well, a little bit of a mess. Nothing serious.
Shower stall, fully tiled?
Yeah, we're gonna take it all down. Oh, it's not a big job, but it is a pain in the ass job. Yeah, I'll take the door to a reusing company. Someone can use it. But I'm sure I'm gonna find just a few sloppy things done incorrectly. It just doesn't surprise me. Just pulling off the trimming to the door, you can see that and this is only held on by silicone. It's pulled the paper right off the drywall, so they did not use any type of Durarock or Wonder Board. Any wet zone, you don't want to tile right over drywall because drywall is not waterproof. This is not that old, and we have rusted screws already. You can buy water resistant, which is green board, but it's water resistant, not waterproof. So this fall right off. Look at the water build up there. Yeah, you can smell it. Actually, it is starting to mold. Look at that black. It's only brand new. It's already starting to mold right on the inner side of the paint there. This is not a waterproof light. Here we see a metal housing. It's just put in there, and actually, look at that. It's not even fitting in there very well. By code, you need a waterproof light, a GF5 plug. These people don't realize that they could actually kill somebody, and what would they say? Oh, we didn't know. Not only am I finding soaked drywall in the inside here, this is absolutely ridiculous. There is no membrane making this watertight at all, okay? This is just gonna be a flood, this is gonna fall apart. Sure, it's on plywood, that'll rot out in no time, but I'm already seeing mold on there. This is a new shower. And nobody deserves this. Look at the mold. Not watertight at all. Oh my God. No, you don't need any membrane. Why make it watertight? That way we get to come back in a few years and do it again. Oh, it appears we have every type of mold around here, eh? This is disgusting. Sean, we better get some masks. Unbelievable.
Surprised she's not very sick.
This shower is not even a year old. This is up approximately 3 feet off the floor. You can see the mold here. Can you imagine this being 5 years old? It would have fur on it like you wouldn't believe, and you'd be wondering why your kids are always sick. I'm gonna pull all that down, because I may end up getting this bathroom. Look at how bad this is. It's already been absorbed into the wood. We got mold everywhere. I'm gutting this whole bathroom. We'll pull the sink, we'll pull the toilet, make some room, and I'm taking that wall down.
That's a lot of mold, eh?
A lot of mold. So we have insulation on the old part. On the new part, where they said we put up brand new drywall, where they said we put up tons of insulation, not a scrap of insulation. That's why the pipes are freezing. This has now changed and now gotten bigger than I wanted it to get. Okay, and here's a copper pipe here. This is probably the one that's freezing to upstairs, comes across. There's another one here. They both go, it's hot and cold. They're so lucky at this point that nothing is burst. they put in this line. You gotta know it's gonna freeze. It's on an outside wall. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is a good way of wrapping it. I see. They insulated this pipe and they wrapped it with sandwich wrap. At first, I was kind to these guys. At first, I was saying that, you know, it's probably just because they're just inexperienced, but this is not inexperienced. They're using tin foil and insulation. They actually took the time to wrap the insulation around the pipe and wrap it in tin foil. That blows me away. Inexperience combined with stupidity. This is all scrap wood. I mean, here you've got pine, good quality pine 1x2. Then you've got a 1x3, which to me comes from a skid or something, a packing crate. A billion nails, a billion screws, and this is their way of leveling this. This is their way of bringing this ceiling down. I look on that side, it looks great. I look on this side, I go, what the hell were these guys thinking? Give them freezing pipes that they're gonna have problems with, getting mold for their kids? Way to go, guys. That's disgusting. This just makes me want to go home. It really does. They don't even know it yet, but I'm going to pull the walls out. I'm going to give them a bigger bathroom. I'm going to change the design of the shower stall. What the hell? No, they lied. They lied to them. Oh, we insulated that. Well, I hate that. Don't you lie. And tell the truth. You didn't insulate it? We goofed. You know, I'll take that down and insulate it. Well, I'm not saying I'm the best in the world, but I care. I'm going to make sure I do it right, and I'm going to give you your money's worth. Companies like this are making a fortune. Just an absolute fortune. The guys that did the work got paid probably crap. We'll put the glass on this side, shower door on that side, lights up both sides. That way I can pretty well put the door where I want. We'll see what they think. I looked at this. You are a licensed electrician to come in here? Because now you are standing in water. Had she had touched that frame, it would have killed her. This is disgusting. I'm gonna pull all that down, because I may end up getting this bathroom. We're at day 3. We ended up gutting this whole thing. We ended up removing this floor, which had nothing but mold underneath it. This is the old junction box. This is the old wiring that used to be in the house, and this is just the way it was. A, it wasn't grounded. B, the way they had run this wire in, had it have energized the box, and Matilda was standing here in the shower, and had she had touched that frame, there was no chance. So a couple of switches, a couple of plugs, okay, fine. You know, if it's licensed electrician, I don't care, you didn't get a permit. I'm not gonna squawk on it, even though you do need a permit. I looked at this. You are a licensed electrician to come in here? When you start dealing with something that is in a zone where you can be killed because now you are standing in water, you had better wire that properly. He did not. I pulled it all out. It's all coming out. I've rewired everything. I've separated, so now we have a separate switch for the shower light, and moved the fan, lowered the ceiling with 2x4s. Well, we're just about to have finished the wall here. We're gonna insulate it, vapor barrier it, drywall it. I removed the old plumbing lines that were here. They were really not in good shape. It looked as honestly as if they'd taken used plumbing parts. That's about the height that I want. If I picture it, I'm 6 feet tall, and if I have the shower head coming out, that's good for me, so. My father opened a plumbing business when I was a little kid. I was probably 4 or 5. I was fascinated with what he could do, and I guess he noticed that I wasn't gonna go away, so he started teaching me at a young age. I had my eyes open. I wanted to know, so we're ready to insulate. So now that we started from the center, I'm gonna go down. Minimum code requirement is 4 mil plastic, and they'll put that up in all the new houses that you see. I wish they'd use 6. 6 mil is much better, and it equals, so Sean says, it equals 6 1/1000ths, is that correct?
Yeah, it's 6 1/1000ths of an inch.
Very good. Concrete is porous, it will absorb water. So if the earth underneath the floor is going to be a wet earth, it will come up through the concrete. That's mainly why I want to put down this foam sealant. It's going to give a barrier between the concrete that could be wet from absorbing moisture from the earth into the lumber and rotting it. We're perfectly square on the floor. It's exactly where I want it. That's screwed into the floor. Now he's going to screw it, and we will level it. This is a shower stall with square tiles in there. Now anything that is square is going to show unlevelness. So if you don't make it perfect, you will see it by the eye.
one shower door.
This is a copper to copper, 1.5 inch copper to copper. We're turning it into ABS, and then we're going to put in the trap in the floor. We're going to bring it over and come up the center here. We want to see a 2-inch drain, not 1.5 inches. It used to be 1.5 inches. Now we want a 2-inch because we really want the flow. Most importantly is that we have no compression fittings in the floor whatsoever. We've gone from copper to ABS. That sucked it right in. That's what I want to see. I just want to cool this as quickly as possible because we do have plastic on copper. We have the trap lower than the drain because what we want, this will fill with water, which stops the gases from coming back up. We will continue a 2-inch line up here through the floor and have the drain mount to it. And I'm going to take and mark that. So I glue that precisely in the same spot. The reason we switched to ABS 15, 20 years ago was not only was it cheaper than copper, it doesn't hold debris like copper does. Copper will form over years and years of use of water running through it. It'll form an interior coat. That's what I want. So we'll set the concrete in. Once that dries, we're using quicks. It'll dry in about 20 minutes. We'll tap the wood, pull it out, and it leaves me the cavity I need for the flange to go down over the 2-inch pipe. We're going to thin set this down to the floor. The drain will go right through it. This is the Curdy membrane. Now this is a polyethylene product that has a fiber web on both sides of it. And we'll put this right over the wall. This will go on the wall, it'll come down, it'll overlap the floor, right over the floor. We'll come right over the drain, which already has a fiber here. This will bond in and make it 100% waterproof. Sir. Full stroke? Sure. Excellent.
It's beautiful.
Holy mackerel.
We're going to install the toilet. We're going to do some caulking in the shower stall, prime and paint. This is only primer. It looks like paint, but it's only primer. We tinted it. Anytime you're going to paint something fresh over top of your drywall, ask them to tint your primer in the same color. That way you're not painting like crazy in the primer. You do 1 coat of primer and 1 coat of paint. It's beautiful. Yeah, I chose porcelain tile. I like porcelain because it's a much harder tile. It'll take the abuse, and not only that, if you ever did chip it, it's continuous right through the tile rather than standard ceramic. If you chip it, you see clay underneath it. It's a better tile, a little more expensive, but it's a better tile. Yeah, the shower door installer is supposed to be here anytime. He's going to install the glass in here, and it's a tempered glass. We want to make sure if you fall against it, it isn't going to smash and shatter, and you can get badly hurt with it. Okay, get up here. I still gotta hook up the sink, get the toilet in, do a quick clean, pushing my luck, 20 at a time. Whenever I'm painting a trim, I'll make sure I finish it after my brush is dry with a full stroke. Sure. Now this is what we want, a waterproof, fully grounded, safe light. Then we'll just pick up some tools, get this cleaned up, and bring them down.
Holy moly moly. It's beautiful.
Holy mackerel.
It looks really, really good.
What a difference.
Yeah.
Matilda
and Steve honestly believed that they should go with a bigger name company, that they would be protected, their money would be safe.
Matilda, my goodness.
The shower looks amazing.
Well, step inside, take a look.
I would
Pull the
love
door
to.
out.
People at the store are not the people working here. They're hiring subcontractors. Now, I'm not saying subcontractors are bad. The ones that don't care are bad. Unfortunately, they grab the subcontractors that don't care.
You like?
I love
love it.
this
I
tempered
love this.
glass. This is really nice, Mike.
And
This
the window
just-
is really nice too.
Not that I'm going to do all the laundry and stuff, but I have to admit this is really,
built-in
really
shelves are really
clever
good.
idea.
I want to see the workers' recommendations. How long have they been in business? How long have they been doing this sort of work? Are they roofers trying to do tile work? Things like that.
All the
No,
lights
I
are on
know.
the inside. The door swings in, which means we don't knock people out when we exit the bathroom.
Which is a good thing.
If you see something wrong, water problems, tile problems, can you imagine what's underneath that? Can you imagine what they don't want you to see?
These tiles,
Yeah, they're great. They're beautiful.
what a beautiful. This just works. Thank you.
If you feel something's wrong, say something. Stop it. Stop it from happening. If you don't stop it from happening, this is 1 year later. Look what they got.
It's
I don't know what
beautiful.
else to say.
My pleasure.
I'm not going to hug you. I'm afraid you'll belt me or something, but this is just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
man.
This is
Lovely.
just.
You're
Thank you
very
so
welcome.
much for all your hard work.
Give me a hug. Screw that. Thanks. Thanks for everything. I really
Thank you
appreciate it.
very
You
much.
are welcome. Well, look at, I had this mold analyzed. The fungus found in the shower is unrecognizable. It's been infested with dust mites. You can get spores in the air, potential throat, nasal, and eye problems. If you're sensitive to allergies, it greatly increases your chances of contracting a lifelong allergy.
The baby, for instance, has been sick for a month with a violent cough that we couldn't shake. We couldn't figure out why. Guess where her play area is? A foot outside this door.
right.
This is an epidemic. This is a very large epidemic in a huge city that we live in. So many contractors that don't know what they're doing, and your chances of hiring one of them are large.
I appreciate it.
You are welcome, sir. You are very welcome.
Thanks again, Mike.
And you are welcome.
I feel good. It's beautiful. It's safe. And it's the way it should be.
Next, Joe.
Excellent. Good job. Good job.